I would like to officially call to order the Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 meeting of the pursuant to the amendment of Bill H 3548 and Governor Healy signing such amendment into law in March of 2023, expressing certain provisions of the open meeting law. This public meeting of the Town of Bolton Conservation Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but the public can access this meeting while in progress by Zoom Video Communications Inc. Members of the public attending this meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion of the hearing designated for public comment by telephone, cell phone, or personal computer using Zoom. Some guidelines for participants: please utilize the chat or raise hand function to address the board. Participants will remain on mute until they have been addressed by the board, and participants are required to display their first and last names. All that said, by tradition, we will start with a roll call of present members. I am Brian Barabee.
Paul Brandholt.
Jim Gardy.
Cindy Slay.
Laura Stevenson.
Oh, we got everybody tonight for the full agenda. All right. So first up tonight, we had a discussion of a certificate of compliance for 38 Long Hill Road. Rebecca was still waiting to get some information from these individuals. I think there's one area she's waiting to see if it has grown in yet. Talked to her earlier today. She still has not heard back from them yet. So that said, we'll probably take no action on this evening. She's really hoping to get it cleaned out by next time. It seems like they finished it, but she's waiting for some information from them. So we'll probably take no info on this. Second up this evening was our discussion about Tom Denny Nature Camp. If you remember from last week, we were discussing a few things. Did they need to submit an NOI? We decided that they probably don't need to. And then there were some questions too about them using the site, some of the cleaning, the pre-cleaning they do. Would they be willing to try to make use of an old well? Had gone through some of those discussion items. Does anybody have any additional questions around Tom Denny or anything we didn't get to? Any other issues or comments? Okay. I'm going to see if I can't find these. So in talking with Rebecca, I think we were very comfortable with the program, what they do. And there were some questions around some of the two things: cleaning of the site, basically removing some of the stuff from the site to the extent that they do that, and also whereabouts they go into the pool or go into the pond. Lauren.
Yes.
Would you be able to pull up to share your screen and pull up the picture of the Bowers Springs Lake where Rebecca had kind of marked off some of the areas that were probably better for them to enter the lake?
Sure. So I think this is the one you're referring to, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So she had drawn in these 4 locations that she thought would be good areas for them to use the pond area.
All right. And what we were going to possibly do, if people were comfortable with that, is to reference that in tonight's meeting, basically, and see if I can find some of the language. I know. So something to the lines of we basically grant permission, but then had some wording: permitted areas for access to the pond for swimming or boating, as highlighted on the map discussed at this evening's meeting, and the restricted area should not be altered or utilized as highlighted and discussed. So basically, sorry.
We do have another document. I don't know if
it's probably good to pull it up too, just so others can look through it.
Sure.
That's her one right there.
So this is an image that Rebecca had pasted in this document here, and I believe what she was saying when I spoke with her earlier is that, so this is from 2021, and this area has since significantly eroded all the way back to this wattle. So she was suggesting maybe restricting this area from the camp's use.
And basically where that wattle ends, where you can see it's tied off there, that's basically where they do go in. That's where they go put the kayaks in and everything. If people can remember that area, that's as you're walking along the side of the pond there. So right where it starts is where the access area was supposed to be, and it's kind of spread to that whole area, which really kind of helped knock that down. So when it came to the pond, I asked Rebecca, is there a good way to try to just limit it to certain areas? And she had come up with that solution to come up with a map, kind of highlight those areas. And then if we decide to give permission tonight, we'll do it via roll call vote. We could give permission, with the following conditions that, the use of the pond is limited to the areas basically that we had sketched out on that map that was presented tonight. Which I was fine with. I thought that might be one of the better ways to do it, really just kind of give them the visual representation. And it does give them other access points. Like what if Lauren, if you can pull that map back up, you'll notice the beach area isn't on there. That would be, basically where Lauren's cursor is right now. That's because we are reestablishing that this year. Whereas next year that might be open again to them, but for this year, it's really not. So that's why that isn't marked on this map. And again, that beach area tends to make a lot of sense too. That's where the general public uses, egress into the water and stuff, especially with their dogs. So in the future, we might be able to change that. But for this year, she was suggesting these the areas where they could use for access in and out of the ponds. And I thought that gave them plenty of areas to go in. I was fine with it. Others have strong thoughts, feelings. Okay. And then the other thing, and this was in talking with Rebecca as well, we talked about clearing of the area where they clear out some of the area where they camp. I think it was Board of Health requires them to do a little bit of mowing for basically a tick barrier almost. But she was saying, in the general camp area where they are all the time, you can understand they're clearing it out a little bit. People sit there, they sit around the fire. That's where they are all day. But for some of the activity areas, there's more clearing sometimes than she would like to see, and that the ground ends up getting compacted there. So she had suggested possibly using language along the lines of no raking of materials in activity areas, but they may move down branches from existing mapped trails. Did that make sense to individuals?
Yep.
People comfortable with that language? Anything
Yeah,
people want to see changed, added, subtracted?
Well, looks good.
Works for me.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to try to do this without completely butchering it. All right. I'm going to call for a roll call vote. A vote to approve the use of the Bowers Springs Conservation Area by the Tom Denny Nature Camp with the following restrictions to their proposed plan. No raking of materials or detritus in any of the activity areas, but they may remove down branches from existing mapped trails. And permitted areas for access to the pond for swimming or boating, highlighted on the map presented and discussed at this evening's meeting. All those in favor of granting permission with those caveats, please say aye, starting with Paul.
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
And Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Thank you.
All right. Enforcement orders, there were no real updates to those. I think Rebecca was fairly certain that 100 East End Road might be coming off soon. I think they were just finishing up on their last thing, but everybody is moving towards completion, or there are no updates. Let me just, sorry. All right. So the Forest Legacy Stewardship Program is still producing. I really don't have much of an update on that one. Again, want to update the Bolton Trails Connectivity Improvement Project was completed. Yay, as of 12/16 of 2024. And just wanted to publicly, again, thank all of the volunteers. They spent, well, I shouldn't say countless, but they did spend hours of effort. And I think Rebecca had calculated their work basically provided a calculated match using the federal volunteer rate equivalent to over $21,000. That's basically on their volunteered labor. So that's an amazing amount of work by a relatively small and dedicated group of people, and just wanted to give them a quick public thank you again. On that, our land steward position is still available. We still have 2 openings on the Concom. We have the minutes from our last meeting. It was December 17th, wow, of 2024. We're in the packet. Did people have a chance to look through those? If so, any edits, corrections, changes? If not, anybody need more time to go through those minutes? Hang on. All right, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the minutes for our December 17th, 2024 meeting as drafted and submitted at this evening's meeting. Do I hear a second for minutes approval?
Second.
All those in favor, starting with Paul,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Sam,
Aye.
Lori.
I'll abstain. I wasn't there.
That's right. And Lauren, I'm an aye as well.
Okay. Thanks.
And I think we've managed to get through just about everything on the agenda. Lauren, is there anything I missed?
I think you covered it all.
Oh my gosh. Commission members, any new business, anything you would like to discuss this evening, or anything we have not covered? Seeing none. Lori, I think you're our good luck charm, because I'm going to go ahead and make the motion that we hereby adjourn our Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 meeting of the Bolton Conservation Commission. Do I hear a second for adjourning?
Second.
Say nobody wants to. All those in favor, starting with Paul,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Sam,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
and Lauren, I'm an aye as well. Thank you all. Hopefully we'll have more chance to talk at next meeting.
Yep.
Hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. Oh, go ahead. Please,
Sorry to
Lauren.
cut you off. I was just going to say our next meeting is Tuesday, the 21st.
Thank you. That is a good reminder. So I will see everybody then, if not before. Everybody have a good night.
Night.
Have a good night.
Aye.
Good night.
Bye.